Okay, it's recording. Okay, hello, psychology students. We have a special guest here today, Ms. Seidman. She's going to answer some of our questions about AP exam updates. So thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Hey, y'all. Take your head off.
How's your quarantine going?
It's going well, ups and downs, which I think is probably normal for everyone. I actually really miss school. I just miss the consistency and the routine. I miss seeing everyone. I miss seeing all the kids. I miss seeing all the teachers and all the adults. It's just kind of adjusting to a new reality.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm kind of over it.
Okay. At school. Did I ever think I would say, I just want to be back at work? Yet here we are.
Yep, it's very real. So we are here with some very good news, and I'll start off. I'm just going to ask Ms. Seidman some questions, and then she'll answer them for us. So my first question is the AP exam still happening this year?
We are so excited to tell you that the AP exam is still happening this year, with some great caveats. Number one, you have all been preparing for a 3-hour exam, but it's going to be just 45 minutes, which is amazing. Number two, instead of all of the content from August until May, it's just going to be all the content that you already learned in class. So August through March. So it's going to be a shortened, there's just, all of the information that you're going to need to know for the test. So you're already set up for success. If you took it tomorrow, you do really well. But you don't have to take it tomorrow. You have a couple weeks to review, more time than you would have, which is another amazing thing. So all good things about the AP exam.
Cool. So as we're talking, if you guys want to open the link that I linked above this video, you can kind of follow along with some of the key points we're going to touch on. So for the exam, because it's shorter and because it's in some ways less rigorous because it's less content, will my students still be able to earn college credit for taking this AP exam?
Again, I am thrilled to tell you that the answer is yes. Colleges have already agreed to continue to accept credit for this year's AP exams, even though they will be shorter. So that's awesome.
Okay, so how will we review for this AP exam considering we're not going to be in school as normal?
So AP Classroom is actually going to be putting up a lot of new videos. So not only will you continue to learn from the amazing Ms. Gattell, but you'll get to learn from amazing AP teachers all over the country. So they're going to be putting together videos, and they're going to be live streaming those videos. They'll record the videos and upload them onto their website. So if you aren't able to see the live stream, no worries at all. You can watch it at another time. But they'll be putting that up, and they'll be putting on some new questions onto AP Classroom so that the questions are more aligned to exactly what students will see on the AP exam, since the AP exam will be changing a little bit. So they'll be changing up the website to make sure that they are best meeting all of your needs.
And do we know exactly what the AP exam will look like yet?
We don't. And I think that the date for that is April 3rd. So just hang tight until April 3rd. Ms. Gattell knows all of the content that will be covered. So she knows which units will be covered, and she'll be sharing that with you. But for now, we just don't know exactly what the exam will look like, whether it will be how many FRQs or how many multiple choice or how many minutes of this and that and how much break time. Those are the things that we just won't know until April 3rd. So just hang tight.
Cool. Yeah, so in terms of what's going to be covered, it's actually going to be everything we've covered in class so far, plus our developmental psych unit. So it actually worked out well for us. Luckily, the last 2 units of the course have been cut from the exam. So the new content that we're going to cover at the end of the year is no longer on the exam. And I'll go into more detail in that on Wednesday, once all the official review materials are released. Okay, so to the big question. So what does this mean for grading for the rest of the year?
That is a great question. So all AP classes will now be resuming grading as normal. And that's because we want to make sure that there are incentives. Obviously, grades are incentives, right? Students want to do well. and they want to do their work so that they can get good grades. And so because that's a really important incentive system, and we want to make sure that students are reviewing for their AP tests so that they can do as well as possible, we want all of you to get 3s, 4s, and 5s on this exam. And so AP classes will be resuming gradings this week. So starting this week, all of your assignments for your AP classes will be your teachers will be grading them, and your teachers will share how exactly they're going to do that, because obviously just like in a regular class, everyone's going to do it a little bit differently. But they're going to want to, I think they're going to be like having habit grades for you to make sure that you're doing your daily or weekly lessons. They're going to be providing other like habit grades for like attending office hours maybe, or like habit grades for like sending a text, asking for help, like things like that. They might do just kind of new and interesting ways for habit grades. And they will be providing a lot of different kinds of like formative assessment opportunities so that they can give you feedback, let you know how you're doing, let you know what you're doing really well at, let you know where you need to improve, so that by the time you get to tests and quizzes or projects, other kinds of things that they'll be grading, you'll have a lot of feedback so that you know exactly how to prepare for those tests and quizzes and projects and essays. So you can look forward to checking your jump rope again, and yeah, your AP classes will be resuming grades.
And how does that, at least for now, how are AP classes going to be different than CP classes? Like, will CP classes be grading as well, or for now, how will those be different?
For now, CP classes will still not be like officially entering anything into jump rope. Remember that revisions, like the work that you're doing in your CP classes, are so that you can review and continue to learn and revise things. Like you can get now is an amazing time for you to get your grades up. It's a time for you to revise any assignment. It's a time for you to continue learning with your teacher and get ready for when we're either back in the classroom or for when we start grading with our distance learning plan. So no new information regarding CP classes. They're just the same as they've been for the last almost week. But the school will give y'all information as they get more information from the state and the network. So I know there's a lot of uncertainty and unknown. So just continue to hang tight and continue to do your daily participation so that not just so that you can revise, but so that you're continuing to use your brain so that you will be set up to do as well as possible when we come back to kind of normal school.
Cool. So to close on a positive note, if we're seeing this kind of as like a silver lining or as an opportunity, how would you frame this, or how would you talk about this as like kind of an amazing opportunity that's born out of obviously a terrible pandemic, but how is this actually, could this end up being a positive thing for particularly seniors?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for every other AP exam that has come before you, I don't know when College Board started AP exams. Do you know what year? Like maybe in the 60s?
The first AP Psych was in the 70s, but I'm sure that, yeah, I'm sure there was others before.
So 2020, this is the first year since sometime in the 70s that instead of a 3-hour exam, it'll just be a 45-minute at-home exam. Instead of having all the stress of coming into school that day and sitting for 3 hours, you can do it out of the comfort of your own home. You can also, the school will offer you some kind of way to take it at school, because I know a lot of you, maybe you share your bedroom with siblings, or maybe your house is just crazy all day and there's like a ton of noise happening, and you want like a quiet space to take it. We will be able to provide that for you at school. So hang tight on those kinds of details. But like, you're the first group ever who's just going to get this 45 minutes. So that's one amazing thing. A second amazing thing to come of this, again, horrible situation, but a second great thing is that instead of covering 10 months of content, it's covering 8 or 7 months of content.
Right.
So again, that's just amazing. Like there's just less that you have to cram into your brains for you to be successful on this exam, which is awesome. And then a third kind of silver lining is, what's a third silver lining? I don't know. It's just like, it's
all the time, free time to review. I mean,
yeah, all the time to review.
Like I'm just thinking don't really have many options for how to spend our time these days. So maybe, and also I was just talking during office hours today, like it's really hard to not have goals during this time because it just all feels like so uncertain. So I feel like AP could actually be a really positive force over these next few months in your life. If you're like, I'm going to pass every single AP class, every single AP exam I'm going to take, and you take it upon yourself to really engage with your teacher's materials, go outside and seek materials on your own, and like do really well on every single AP exam, you could literally graduate college in 3 years, or you could set up opportunities for yourself in college, like double majoring or studying abroad. And this is just like such an amazing goal that has such tangible benefits for your future in a way that CP classes don't. And I think that could be a really like shining light in your life in a time when everything feels very confusing and uncertain.
Definitely. And like Ms. Cattell, you and I were talking recently about like before this all happened and like how many weeks you would have to review before the AP exam. And I think like including SBAC testing and all these other things, you only had like a week and a half or 2 weeks of review.
Yep.
And now it's March 23rd. I mean, again, we don't know when the exams will be. It could be April 23rd. It could be May 23rd. But now, or it could be another date. Like we just don't know the dates yet. But you might end up with, instead of 1 or 2 weeks of review, you might end up with a month or two to review for a shorter test with less information, which is like, you have to do well on that. Like, of course you're going to do well on that. So, if you use your time wisely and if you like put in the effort to like study, in this time that you have, like it will pay dividends later. And I think I shared this with y'all at the, when we were talking about AP Saturday. But like I came into college with 3 AP, like passing scores on AP exams. And because of that, I was able to be a part-time student my senior year, which means I saved $8,000. And I was making money because I had a paid internship that entire senior year. So, and I was able to then put that on my resume so I was making money senior year when all my friends were still in school. And I was making good money because I was a part-time student. I saved a ton of money. And then I had this like amazing job. I was basically employed for a year. So I had 1 year of experience, on my resume of like legitimate work experience and not just like, working at the library in college, which is a great thing too, but it was like legit work experience. So, I am so grateful for my AP classes and, like you have this amazing opportunity to really put your best foot forward when it comes to the date of your exam. And I'm excited for all of you, even though I know this is a challenging time for other reasons. I'm really excited for you and I'm really glad you all get this opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this clarified a lot of things for everyone. It was nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too. And I'm sending all of the students a virtual hug.
Yes.
From 6 feet away.
That sounds nice.